Well, this is very good.
Yeah.
Well, I've never quite known what inspiration is.
I want to have a record of it.
There was something extraordinary about him crossing the room.
Yes.
I think crossing the space.
Well, it's from out of nothing as well, isn't it? It was
That's right.
unexpected.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's kind of an eternal. One of my big questions is who is Dane and who is Jack, and how do they relate to the Crag Inspector?
All my foreshortened life, ever since I could run ahead and get a grip on the crag.
I thought the transition from the book to this, I didn't think it worked, but I thought that this was interesting in its own right.
Its hardness, its cracks.
Can you say a bit more about that?
As can often be the case, the Crag Inspector is a book depends entirely on the reader's imagination. And this was there in front of us.
To the island by its very own name.
And I was interested to be there, but I couldn't translate it from the book, I suppose, really. Though, as I say, as a moment, an event in itself, I was very pleased to be there. I thought this was as close as I'd seen to a spin-off from Waiting for Godot. Whereas what I'd written seemed to be of a different kind of thing, I suppose.
One of the things that I've always wanted was to have real elements of comedy and lightness and whimsy, which is what Crag Inspector does. As a book, it layers through all these different qualities, whereas this is much more kind of monochrome, I'd say.
It is.
And the colour's missing, and literally it really is monochrome, isn't it?
I think it is its own thing, and an achievement. I thought it was very interesting. Writing the book by myself is such a different kind of thing, I suppose, from acting. But I did see how this is there in the book. You know, it's something essential about it is there.
And the other thing I'm interested in is you've always been very generous as to how I might use the poetry. So I've been kind of picking out shreds. I've reordered things. I've really messed around with it. Is that something that worries you at all?
Not at all.
What it's done for me is, and for Dane as well, who's been really inspired by the poetry directly, it was nothing to do with anything else, it was the text, is that it kind of expresses some of those things that it's very hard to express.
I should have been sea.
I like this bit of poetry here.
Turning and turning is no fraction of a moment ever the same as it was before, it ever will be, but itself, inescapable.
And this is an extraordinary piece of text. I should have been sea.
What did you make of his discarding the page and then the next page? I was very taken with that, and I wasn't sure. I mean, that's very different, isn't it, from having the whole thing packaged in a book.
Yes.
You don't pull a page out and throw it away when you're reading it. You know, so you get this scattering of pages on the floor, and I was very taken with that.
Well, it started with a purely pragmatic problem, which is that Jack couldn't remember all the poetry.
Yes.
And so once he'd read it, so we thought, well, we'll write it on bits of paper. Well, what do you do with it once you read it? So, well, I'm not wearing a jacket, so I can't, well, we know, if we wrote it in a notebook, it would be too complicated, because we thought that should you have a notebook.
It would be too ordinary too, I think. There was something, it did add something, I think, the dropping of the page.
Yeah.
It did, but I wasn't sure what...
it seemed to have a lot of meaning.
It did.
The throwing down of it.
No, if he had the book and he turned the page, that would have been a kind of something of a lecture.
It doesn't have such a theatrical impact, does it?
So what about the music?
What about it?
Well, where did that come from?
Where did that come? Well, this is singing the words of the poetry. Utterly, utterly. So it's literally he's actually just been playing a kind of vocal line that sings the poetry.
I like that. I mean, that's what theatre is, isn't it? It makes real what's on the page.
So this scene now, Dane selected the part of the poem about finding the body of the dead bird and burying it with stones. And so that's the choreography is drawing on that side of it, but the music, I'm actually imagining seals kind of playing. So it's a much kind of two different bits of text, kind of putting the dance version and the music version together to create a kind of third layer. And this bit of music is just inspired by two words, which is a smirkling dragon, which is just part of your description of a sunset. And everybody's still trying to work out what smirkling means, but...
Me too. I don't remember thinking about where it would end. I mean, I don't know now quite what I thought, but I wanted it to end calmly.
I sit and wait.
Each time it shifts medium, it changes. Different things come out, don't they?
Yes. How do you find this now?
Well, I'm really interested in what I you know, how much works, and then the things that I would probably change or readjust. I'd like there to be more kind of moments where people actually laugh or think it's funny.
Do you think it's funny?
I don't think it's funny yet.
No, do you think my book is funny?
Yes, I think there are moments that make you either go, what? Or a kind of, not kind of belly laughing, but just a kind of like quirky, oh, what? That's funny, you know.
There are no jokes. No.
There are no jokes as such, but there is lightness of touch, isn't there?
Well, I hope so, yes.
Very much so.